Well, another season of anime has came and went, and I'm sticking to what I said last time. This year has been splendid for anime. I haven't enjoyed a year of anime since 2011 like I'm enjoying this year, and spring was no different than last season. There were some very, very mediocre and mind-numbing series, but there were so many amazing ones and hidden gems. So without further ado, I present to you Season Roundup, a series where I go over everything I watched, the good, the bad, and everything in between, and let you know what I thought about everything. So, let us get started. Might as well get this gem out of the way. Big Order, the anime based off the same manga created by the genius who made Future Diary. Now, I won't lie, there is a lot I enjoy about Future Diary. It has a shit ton of issues, but it was fun. This isn't. It's basically the dumpster baby of Code Geass and Future Diary, and when they were so ashamed they tossed it in the trash can behind the nearest Hooters and parted ways. I mean, there's a scene where a bunny girl gets pregnant from the main character touching her ears. Who the fuck writes this shit? I dropped it on episode 3, so don't bother watching unless you enjoy watching train wrecks. And I enjoy watching train wrecks, and I hated this. Now, on a more positive note, My Hero Academia is a superhero story following a large cast of characters who go to an academy to become pro superheroes. Most people get a quirk at a young age that is basically a superpower, and we follow our main character who wants to be like his hero All Might despite not having a quirk, and you can probably predict where the show will go from here. The first season has slow pacing by most people's standards, but in a day and age where everything is rushed to no end, I appreciate the speed it progressed at. And with the second season confirmed, you can bet this could easily become the new big anime that will sweep the community if Bones continues to give it the level of quality it currently has. Give this a watch if you want a different take on the shonen genre. Stray Dogs is another one coming from Studio Bones, and it's pretty fun. I'm not fully caught up on it, but I will within the coming weeks or so, because it's filled the void that Durara has left me with, and Season 2 is confirmed for this coming fall. We follow a group of detectives who all have a unique ability, and we watch various cases get solved while dealing with this underlining villain, causing a ruckus left and right. The comedy will be a hit or miss for most, but I found it to be quite funny most of the time. End Ride is an interesting one. Most people hate this with a passion, which I found weird. It doesn't follow the norm of fan service left and right, typical character designs or story arcs. It's not amazing, it's not a masterpiece, but it's so different from most anime that air these days. From the designs that look Western influenced to the story that seems like it was made from the same people who would have made Chaotic or Spider Riders back in the day, it's something I found pretty enjoyable. Now, I can understand why most people could hate it, but the level of disgust it caused, I really can't comprehend. When we have a season with Big Order, Super Lovers, Pre-Pra, I can't understand how some can call this the worst of the season. Honestly, I recommend you give it an episode if you haven't already, as I enjoyed it from episode 1, so if you don't, by all means drop it at that point. But I do know a few of you might enjoy it like myself. Flying Witch is JC Staff's once-a-year anime that doesn't follow their trend of overly fan service objects, I mean females. It's a slice of life following a witch in her everyday life. It's a fun, relaxing show that does nothing really that wrong. For what it tried to be, it nailed it perfectly. I'm behind a few episodes, but I will be completing this as I enjoyed it a lot. Great for anyone who wants a relaxing show that you don't have to think too deeply about. Asterisk Wars Season 2 was, in all honesty, pretty enjoyable. They fixed the main issue Season 1 had and focused mainly on the tournament, and it had some of the best fight scenes I've seen in a battle show for quite some time. To leave it open, well, they leave it needing a Season 3 as they start another arc, and I'll have to wait and see if they give this another season, as, in all honesty, this season made me invested in these characters, and it put it above typical battle harems. 100. Oh, 100. I have a friend who got me to watch this, but it's bad. Like, really bad. It's every shitty harem lumped into one. One thing I can give it props to is it has a conclusive ending, but I don't care about anything in this show, so skip it. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure has returned, and oh boy is it good. Each part gets better and better, and this is no exception. The character designs have changed, the story is more focused on building this town, than jumping from place to place, kicking ass and taking names, and it does it beautifully. Even if you haven't seen other JoJo parts, you can watch this despite what the JoJo fanbase will say. One of my friends jumped in on this part and he has no issue embracing the greatness. And it's going to be 39 episodes, so get pumped. Kisniver is an interesting one. Trigger took a completely different approach from any of their previous works and focused on character growth and bonding through emotions and not over-the-top action or superpowers. These characters are linked together and feel one another's emotions and pain, and watching a group of characters bond through this way of life is quite fascinating. Not my favorite of the season by any way, but it's one of the most interesting anime I've seen in quite a while. Give this a shot even if you despise Studio Trigger, because you might just find this to be pretty enjoyable. Kabanari disappointed me greatly. I'm not sure if I'll finish it or not, but it was in my top 3 most anticipated of this year. Yet despite having everything going for it, a cool premise, egotist, studio wit, it was just boring. For the same reason I don't enjoy Hellsing, if it's just action I get bored. Even shitty battle harems sometimes have something going for their plot, but this is just we're on a train surviving and I don't enjoy that. It's worth trying as it's a hit or a miss for most and you might love it, but I had high expectations and they were let down, so shoot me. Kumamiko was comedy of the season for me. The story follows a girl who's a shrine maiden and her best friend is a giant talking bear, Natsu. All she wants is to live in a city far away from the hicks around her, but Natsu refuses to let her go because she isn't the brightest with technology. It's one of the few shows that had a scene or two each and every episode that made me laugh out loud, and I enjoyed it the entire way through. Give this one episode and you'll understand why I found it hilarious if the premise already doesn't sound funny. Mayoiga or The Lost Village is, honestly, I don't know. This didn't go where I thought it would go, and instead I got a weird hippo song, weird CGI boob monster, bizarre characters, and a mess of a story. Yet, I was interested in it the entire way through. It's not good, it's bad, but enjoyably bad. Really, it's up to you if you want to watch it or not, but it's bad, but I did have fun with its stupidity. Nitoge is one of those rom-coms that I really appreciate. It feels like a natural relationship with these group of characters who play this shitty online game, and the bonds they form, the quests they go on, while trying to bring one of the characters to the realm of reality because she is so far gone lost in this world of video games, was pretty damn funny and entertaining. Despite what it may look like, it's not that heavy on fanservice. There is a lot of fanservice elements, but it's not the heart and soul of the series. This actually has heart and soul, which a lot of rom-coms don't. And really, I would appreciate if it got another season. ReZero is brilliant, simply brilliant. What if you have a character who gets transported to another world, and when he dies he goes back to the last checkpoint this world made for him? He must undergo the stress of losing relationships he built. Even though he keeps the memories, no one will remember him unless he hit a checkpoint. This is an anime about watching a character break emotionally, and it's amazing. That's all you need to know. Go watch it and enjoy that it's carrying over into the next season. Easily my favorite anime of the season. Sakamoto was a really funny series. We follow our character Sakamoto, who probably isn't human and is perfection, literally. Everything he does, everyone fawns over him for, and even the people who despise him will end up liking him. He has a sword fight with a bee, runs on the side of buildings, get all the girls' panties wet, and he is just the coolest guy around. Easily worth your time if you enjoy episodic comedies. Cerberus is an anime based on a game, and honestly I thought it did it pretty well. The anime captures what an adventure series should be. Had enough action, had enough characters, and an end goal that, though wasn't complicated, it got the job done, and I thought the series was wrapped up pretty well. I think an extra 2 to 3 episodes would have made it less jam-packed at the end, but I found it to be a really enjoyable watch. And I think the first couple of episodes put a lot of people off, but it did become a really fun adventure series by the end, so I think it's worth giving at least 3 episodes too. Twin Star Exorcist is a fun shonen following a group of characters who have magical abilities who enter demonic worlds that mirror our own and fight creatures. The premise is basic, the characters aren't all that special, but the production value sets it above most. It's not the most visually stunning thing ever, but it's enough for mindless entertainment, and rumor has it will be 4 cours long, and since I watched this show in 3 episode bursts, I'm cool with that. It's a fun show that every few weeks I watch a few episodes and get enough fun out of it to keep me going. If you watch the first episode and you like it, then you'll enjoy what this anime has released thus far. Assassination Classroom finished up this season, and Hal Lurch made a show I found to be pretty generic and not that interesting into one of my favorite things to come out in the past couple of years astonishes me. The characterization this season, the emotional heartstring pulls, the conclusion, it was all so damn well executed. Easily one of the best things to watch this season, and if you haven't watched Assassination Classroom yet, please do. It's brilliant and sticks out from others in its genre. And it ends. It has an ending. That's brilliant. And last but not least, Space Patrol Luluko. Trigger made for this to be their hyperactive series for this season. We follow a girl who wants an ordinary life, but that is the opposite of what she will ever get. Her dad's head gets frozen and cut off from his body. She becomes a space cop. She travels to different anime worlds like Kill la Kill, Inferno Cop, Little Witch Academia, the list goes on. It's insane, it's funny, it's brilliant, and is one of the best Trigger shows in my opinion. Just go watch it, they're only 7-minute episodes. And that's all for this season, really damn good season. ReZero, JoJo, Nitoge, so many great series, and though things like Big Order do exist, there were plenty of other anime to keep us occupied. So let me know what you watched from this season, and if I didn't mention something, it probably means I wanted to wait for it to finish, or I heard a lot of bad things about it. But anyways, please make sure to smash that like button if you enjoyed the video, and be sure to subscribe if you're new to my channel, as I make weekly videos like this and so much more like series reviews. And I do those anime episode discussions the kids rave about these days too, which I'll be doing a lot of for the summer season. So stay tuned for more, and until next time, please take care and have a good one.